Warning: this video blog or vlog could contain harsh opinions and foul language. If you do not appreciate said content or material, well, you can just fuck right off.
Greetings, Internet people. RantingRamsay here. How are you all doing today? I'm not doing so badly at all. And today I've decided I'm going to go ahead and readdress something that I've talked about briefly before. But the video I made about this subject briefly was kind of cultured to be unreasonable and to have a lot of venom in it, because it was basically kind of trying to parody the exact same attitude and presentation that I was talking about. And if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, is that there's a tendency in a lot of online multiplayer games for people to try to dictate through quote-unquote unspoken rules what weapons you should or should not use in these video games, and that just pretty much sums up how I feel about that right there. So we're going to try to address this quickly and concisely, because I don't have a hell of a lot of time on my hands. And the basic short and skinny of my opinion of this is almost exactly as I stated it before. Who the fuck are you to tell me what I can and cannot use in a video game? Did you buy the game for me? No, you didn't. So, I mean, I've been playing these games, you know, the first-person shooters, third-person shooters, games like SOCOM, Call of Duty, Gears of War, stuff like that. I've been playing these games for a decent amount of time. And in every single game... Cats are fighting behind me. In every single game... Knock it off! Sorry. Not sure if you could hear that or not. I apologize. Anyway, back on track. In every single game I've ever played, there have been people that decide that certain weapons are just taboo. The quickest thing I could think of to fit into this category is noob tubes, or underbarrel grenade launchers, otherwise known as an M203. That these weapons are classically characterized as noob weapons. They're even called noob tubes. Hell, Call of Duty itself has even acknowledged this in its Modern Warfare series, in that there is a call sign that or a title that you can unlock called Noob Tuber. So it seems almost accepted through the general gaming and development community that using an underbarrel grenade launcher is a noobish thing to do. But I submit to you this thought or idea that noob tubes are not necessarily that easy to use. I mean, look at a true, genuine noob who pulls out a noob tube. They have trouble getting kills with it at first, especially if you consider it being direct impact kills, where it's not the explosion of the M203 grenade that kills someone, but you actually hit them with the projectile. That takes a decent amount of skill, because the 203s are kind of unpredictable. They're not the easiest thing to use. But just like with any other weapon in any other video game, with enough practice you can become proficient at it. Which is really the kind of the point here, is that there's really no one like noob weapon in any game that is like super extendedly easy to get kills with. I mean, well, that may not be entirely true. I guess there are probably some games that I haven't played where there's this one weapon that you can just get kills with no matter what you do. But for the most part, nowadays, it seems like game developers are pretty good about leveling the playing field, whereas one weapon has advantages to it, but disadvantages as well. One of the things I can think of off the top of my head would be from Modern Warfare 3, the Type 95 is considered a noob or a bitch weapon, because it has a relatively powerful shell, but it only fires in 3-round burst mode. So people seem to forget that you can't just spray and pray with these fucking things. That you have to actually be relatively good at getting your reticle on your target, and then sure, if you pull the trigger and hit a 3-round burst on your target, yes, it's going to drop, but the skill comes in actually putting your reticle on your target for the entirety of that 3-round burst. It's not as easy to do as some people give credit for, sure. If you actually line it up and manage to put all 3 rounds of that burst into somebody, yes, they're going to drop. Now, we're not talking about people who use modded controllers and stuff like that so that they can make semi-automatic fire weapons in these games fully automatic through rapid fire or whatever. But, I think that's something that people forget a lot about, is the weapons that are stronger are usually take a little more aim to use. And so, I don't know, there's just, to me, there seems to be this relatively large gap, a lack of understanding, if you will, that people seem to think that, oh, these weapons are noobish. Not really. They may be more powerful, but generally, on the general average, the more powerful weapons take a little more aim to use, a little more skill. I mean, as such goes with snipers. Sniper weapons are generally, in most games, a one-shot kill once you get into the higher tiers. And people like to bag on snipers because of this. I've done it myself, because snipers annoy the shit out of me. But I also acknowledge that it takes a certain amount of skill to line up your reticle on a target for one bullet and hit them with that one bullet. And though I think they're as skilled as they seem to think they are, not really, because anyone with a little practice can learn to do these things. It's just the general mentality of, that's a noob weapon, you can't use that, only noobs use that. You know what? Take your silly little unwritten rules and preconceived notions and shove them straight up your fucking ass. I believe I've said almost the exact same thing before. That it's just really silly to try to enforce your ideals on how a video game should be played when people have paid their money. They have the right to enjoy their game however they want. And if that means you're having problems with how they choose to play the game, leave the fucking lobby and find another game to play in. Because they have every right to use a noob tube. They have every right to use a Type 95 or whatever. And if you can't fucking deal with it, if you can't find some way to circumvent what they're doing with their weapon, then you need to reevaluate the type of strategy you use to play these games. Because me personally, I use an amorphous strategy. Sure, I like to run and gun. I like to run right the fuck out there and fuck shit up with an automatic assault rifle or a submachine gun or a light machine gun or something. But if I encounter snipers or people using tubes that are choking off a certain point of the map, I will flank them. I will use strategy. I will communicate with my teammates to try to circumvent a threat. Do I just sit there and bitch incessantly about, oh my god, he's using a sniper rifle and he's got a guy with a Type 95 right next to him, and then this other asshole on the team using a noob tip, god damn it. No. People have the right to play the game however they fucking please. You guys need to get over yourselves. I'm RantingRamsay. That is all.
Hey, did you get all that, man?
Douche.